Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're looking at a new knife from Scar Blades. It's the Scar Blades Archangel. Now I wanted to show you this knife compared to some of the other knives I've already checked out from Scar Blades. I have done a review looking at the Papa Bear and also the Bear as well. We do have a review of the High Country coming soon. The Archangel is definitely a different style of blade. These are definitely much more survival or outdoor camping blades. The High Country as well. This has definitely got much more of a tactical self-defense feel. But I have had my hands on these three knives as well as the High Country from Scar Blades, and I've just really liked their stuff. Creative, well made, takes a little time for you to get it, but when you get a hold of the knife, I think you're going to be really happy. So let me get these two other blades out of the way. Let's zoom in on the Archangel, talk about it, and then we'll show you what it looks like in use. All right, let's talk through some of the different options you can select from when it comes to how you have your Archangel from Scar Blades set up. When it comes to your finish, you can get a gray tough coat powder coat, a black tough coat powder coat, a flat black gun coat, a flat brown gun coat, flat desert tan gun coat, a flat gray gun coat, a flat hot pink gun coat, a flat military spec olive drab gun coat, and a gun blue gun coat. So lots of different options there. As far as your handle, you do have a couple different options, black or brown micarta. When it comes to your sheath, you can get it with or without a fire starter and the fire starter clip. That's going to be $25 extra. And you can also get engraving done as well. You can get a word, a phrase, or a name for $20, a picture for $25, or you can get both for $45. Some of the details on this knife: your blade length is 4.5 inches, your end-to-end length is 10 inches, your blade thickness is 3/16 of an inch, and your overall weight is 11 ounces. Now they do use 1095 high carbon steel. It is differentially treated to give you a sharp edge and a more flexible spine. You do have a lanyard hole here at the end, and it is a full tang knife. Now, as you can, you look at this knife and you're kind of like, okay, it's definitely unique looking, get that big sweep there. I should note a couple things. First, it does have 3 edges, 1, 2, and then 3. So those are all sharpened. Now, the concept behind this is that you can use this knife basically in any direction. So slashing, backslashing, thrusting. Is this knife built for the outdoors? It's really not built ultimately as an outdoor knife. It's built as a self-defense knife. But it does have a lot of different, I think, options built into it, just the way it is functional, how I've been able to handle it and test it out a little bit. I will say that I think with a couple tweaks, they could make this knife into a really stout and good-looking and super, super functional bushcraft or outdoor style knife. Now, I do think it's going to offer you a bunch of options as is for the outdoors if you really like the look of it, but you can also, if they made a couple tweaks, I think it could be even better. One thing I will say is that, since it is going to be custom made for you, you could say, hey, just sharpen this edge, but don't sharpen those 2 edges. And now you've got that one sweeping edge, and then, it'll be a little bit of a swedge on these 2 sides, but still, they won't be sharpened if that's the style that you want to go with. Here's a quick look at the sheath. Kydex, you can see the outline of the blade very clearly. 1, 2, 3 bolts, and then a screw. Flipping that over to the back, you can see that goes through here, so you can carry this, vertical, horizontal, however you want to set it up. Lots of different options for how you could actually carry the knife. Actually, you would spin that the whole way around, like so, if you're going to carry the knife horizontally. But any different setup you want, how you want to organize it, you can do so. For me, the sheath is functional, but I think I would probably ultimately invest in a custom sheath for this. I just think it's asking for something even more customized than what you're getting with the knife, just because I just think the knife is so cool. I'd want to even spend a little bit more money on a custom sheath that made it a complete setup. One thing I've always liked about the Scar Blades knives that I've used is that they're super ergonomic, and this may be the most ergonomic yet. Just really comfortable in the hand. Again, I have large size hands, and this fits me just right. I did find both the Bear and the Papa Bear also quite ergonomic. One temptation you might have is because there's this big finger guard. You might think, oh, I can choke my finger up there. Well, you got to be really careful, obviously, because you got the blade right there. I would keep your hand back here the whole time. Jimping is just right for me. Not super aggressive, not pointless. Definitely gives you a little extra control. But holding the knife like this, holding it like this, holding it even like this, just really, really comfortable. Put a lanyard on there, and you're able to do some, even choke back a little bit here and do some of that little chopping work. Yeah, I just really, really cool knife, and we're going to go out and show you what it looks like in use right now. Here's a quick look at the knife in the sheath, and to draw it out, like so. We'll do a little work here on this piece of wood. Start off with a little bit of slicing. This is the type of test just to see how it does feel in hand and you know, try different grips. So I'm doing your standard hammer grip at this point. That's quite comfortable. Now we'll put that thumb up there on the ramp, see how that works. And as I mentioned before, I do find the jimping just right. So it's aggressive enough to give you a little extra grip, but it's not going to destroy your hand. I mean, obviously if you're carving for 3 hours, pretty much any knife is going to end up giving you hot spots, or, you know, making your hand a little tender at least. Yeah, so that feels good, and again, nice, and it feels nice, very ergonomic, but also lightweight in hand. So there's what that looks like. Just doing a little bit of work there to test it out. We'll move on to a little chopping now. Again, no lanyard, as I usually test the chopping ability of knives without a lanyard, just to see what it's like right out of the box. So I'll hold it like this first, and then I'll choke back a little bit. Yeah, pretty good. Let's choke back now and give it even more ergonomics as far as that swinging power for chopping. I actually find it more comfortable just in your standard grip because that little hook without gloves is digging into my hand a little bit. So going back to the standard grip. So yeah, definitely does the job. There you go. One thing that's nice about the angle of this tip is that you got a fine point enough to do some of that piercing, and I'll show you making a little divot here, but also the blade is thick enough that it's not, you know, it's not going to snap the tip of the blade off. It's nice and sturdy. So just to show you, if I was going to get a you know, something started for say a bow drill and I needed a divot using this using the blade and the tip like this, it's really easy to do. So I've actually got 2 little divots going here, and I'll show you them in a second. And you can certainly do that with another knife, but the more pointy it is, the easier this type of work is to do. So there you can see the 2 little divots. Simple work with the Scar Blades Archangel and that nice strong tip. Just want to show you real quick here. Obviously you can do that feather stick work. I mean, I got some curls before, and this isn't even a great piece of wood. It's a little bit too damp and a little bit kind of awkwardly soft, a little mushy, but still nonetheless with the Archangel, I'm able to get some of that fine work done. Let me wrap up here talking about the Scar Blades Archangel. I've used it quite a bit, you can see. Got quite a bit of wear on the blade at this point. But yeah, comfortable, ergonomic, very cool look and feel. And I want to tell you something really cool, which is that I talked to Casey over at Scar Blades, and they said they have actually made it, like I said, without your sharpened edge on the top, and I think the front as well. So, you know, if you like this style, you like that big belly, you like the overall look and ergonomics, they can tweak it up back at their production center, at their small factory. I guess I should call it a shop more than a factory, since all these things are custom made for you. And you can get it without those sharpened edges to really be, you know, it's going to perform as a solid outdoor knife. Certainly cutting and slashing back and forward, you know, your different grips, different ways that you can hold this thing allows it to be quite versatile knife. But yeah, just what a cool looking blade. I just like the style of that, and it gets the job done. I would think about maybe keeping even a portion of that top sharpened up so you could hit a fire steel on it. And if you're not going to use that top portion of the blade a ton, then no big deal that you're wearing it down a bit with the fire steel. But Scar Blades Archangel, another cool knife from Scar Blades, and pretty much everything I've tested out from them so far I've liked. Again, this definitely has more of a tactical or an urban look, but it's something I would definitely consider and check out for for you if you're looking to get something a little more customized and you want to help support a company here in the United States. This is a really neat option, I think. Scar Blades Archangel links are down below, and I'll send you over to Scar Blades, particularly to this blade, and then also, you can check out the other things they have on their website. Thanks as always for checking out the videos. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids here on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram and Tumblr as well. Take care.